Hey everyone, welcome back to the So You Shoot Weddings podcast. Here I am with our co-host, Mackenzie Frank.
Hello everyone.
And this week, we have a super exciting episode. We're going to talk all about social media. The good and the bad, the in-between.
Ugly.
Yeah, everything social media. And right away, I'm going to start with, I'm going to kick it right to you, Mackenzie, because you are so much better at social media than I am. Definitely, at least Instagram. I mean, Instagram is pretty much like a really great marketing tool. So I think you're a lot better at it than I am.
Thanks.
So go ahead, talk about Instagram. Go for it.
Okay, yeah. Instagram is definitely the platform that I spend the most time on and that I value the most. I think when I receive email inquiries, I have the little portion, how'd you hear about me? Instagram is a big one. If it's not Instagram, it's just word of mouth, like I shot a friend's wedding or Chris sends a lot over to me. So yeah, Instagram. The way I kind of do it is I'm a little obnoxious with it. I post a lot, but I have a lot to share. When I see another photographer's Instagram and they haven't posted in 2 months, that scares me a little bit. That's kind of a bad sign. Their business might be popping, but from an outside perspective, I see that I'm like, they're either not shooting, something's not okay, they're not keeping people up to date with their business. So yeah, I at least try to post once a day. There are some days, 4 or 5 days go by and I can't get a post in there, but I usually talk on my stories every single day.
Oh, yeah.
So those are a big one. It's just kind of nice because they only last for 24 hours and they're out of there. And if I want, I can put in my highlight reels, which I avoided those for a long time because I didn't know how to use them. But it is nice to have like organized sections that people can look at. Like I talk about my mentor stuff on there. I'll do behind the scenes, which is kind of fun to watch for people. And sometimes I'll do like 2020 weddings so people can look at that, or engagement sessions so they can see what people wear to the engagement sessions. But yeah, it's nice because you can tag other vendors in your posts and they reshare your stuff, which is great because their audience is going to be a little different than yours. So you're spreading your work to more people. But yeah, it's a big thing too is make sure you respond to people on Instagram. I know email is my preferred version of communication, but when you respond quickly on Instagram, even though it's kind of a pain sometimes, it looks good on your part that you're, checking all of your platforms, especially message requests. It's easy to forget about that sometimes if you're not following them back yet or whatever. But yeah, make sure you keep an eye on those. But biggest thing, keep it updated. Show yourself when you can.
Yeah, posting often is a huge thing, but also posting good content is the most important
Yeah,
thing.
not just random photos. Pick your strongest work. I mean, obviously, that's kind of what Instagram is for, to show like your good stuff, and then you can put everything else, in your galleries, whatever. But yeah, that's your one chance to get a good photo or video across. Throw in a nice caption with it, tag your people, and yeah, you're good to go with that.
I've definitely noticed, probably about a year or so ago, a huge difference in when brides would do the same thing on my contact form. It would say, how did you hear about us? Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a year ago, it was so rare, and now it's like
Yeah.
super common. And I think part of that is because Instagram's way more popular now than it's probably just as popular now as it's ever been. But just try to post more often. I posted yesterday, and before that it was like 15 or 16 days, and I was like, whoa, but it went so fast, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. I was like, I feel like I posted like 3 days ago, and I was like super bummed, and I was like, wow, my goal is, I don't know, I would say like at least every week or so for me,
Yeah,
at least.
for you, I mean, it's harder because you shoot your weddings and like that's once or twice a week,
Yeah.
that you're shooting. But with me, with all the engagement sessions, couple sessions, portrait sessions, I pretty much share it all when I can. But yeah, 5 days go by and I look and I'm like, oh crap, I've not posted anything. I'm like, do people think I'm dead? Probably not.
Yeah.
But internally, I'm like, I should be posting something. Did you have something?
Oh no, I was
Okay.
gonna say it's really good. Also, Instagram stories are great when because you don't want to, honestly, posting a photo or video every day is like, that gets really tiresome. That's ridiculous.
Captions,
Yeah.
that's where it wears me out.
Yeah, well, not even that. I was just gonna say, like, Instagram stories are a nice way to bridge the gap between posts.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you could post today and maybe tomorrow you don't have to post, but you can say whatever you want over the story. It's going to be gone the next day.
Yep.
So you can kind of just do it. Because
Keeps
last
you
thing you want
relevant.
is to have 5,000 posts on your Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
that's just, that's like really hard to keep up with. So I just think Instagram stories are great for that. But I wanted to sort of dive into like the bad part of Instagram. And what I mean is bad in terms of kind of what it does to us, like the psychology of our businesses. So what I mean by that is, if I'm looking at, I have a bunch of Instagram people I'm following, and I see this person post something in the video, or the video is amazing, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish my stuff looked like that. That's when social media can really play with your head, and it can no matter how good you are or how much people love you, there's that one thing that you'll see someone else's work, and you'll just be like,
that whole comparison game.
Yeah, I really wish. Like then you're bummed for like the rest of the day, and it's just like, I mean, maybe not the rest of the day, but like everyone reacts differently, but it can definitely mess with your head. So like, just remember, I was telling Mackenzie before we started recording about it's like a snapshot versus a film reel. So it's like, when you see this one awesome photo that your favorite photographer posted and you're super jealous and it's like amazing, you think to yourself, oh my God, I want that life. Like, they're freaking across the world and they're doing all these cool photographs and they're posting them on Instagram. Like, I want that life. Awesome. Yeah, I want that life too. But like, that's not their whole life. You know what I'm saying? And that picture, it's heavily edited. They probably waited to get the right picture. Maybe they took 500 of those photos and that's the only one that they thought was good enough to post. So it's like, keep in mind that like, you're just seeing one snapshot of someone's life. That's not their entire life. So like, you can't compare a snapshot to like a film reel, which is what we're all living. So it's basically like, don't compare someone else's highlight reel to your behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Because a highlight reel is going to win every time.
Yeah.
So don't get super caught up in like, oh, I want my stuff to look like that, or I want that life. Yeah, we're all envious of certain people. Like, that's fine. That's normal. That's just human beings being human beings. But just don't get caught up in, oh, I need that. So that's the bad part of social media. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I think a big thing as artists, we're more sensitive. At least I am. So if I post a photo that I love and I'm like, this is just a great shot, like I remember shooting this and how I felt and everything, and then it's like a flop on Instagram, which is so silly. But we've had those moments where I'm like, this is gonna blow up, like it's killer, and then there's like, again with the algorithm, whatever, then you get like 30 likes, and then I'm like, wait, am I bad? Like, was that not a good photo? Am I wrong about my photography? And it's just so silly, but it affects us, and it changes how I see things. So then I get down on myself as a photographer, and then I'll post a photo that I like, and then it blows. I'm like, I'm just so confused. Like, what's good? What do people like? That's why you just got to go back to posting and sharing like what represents you the best and not what you think people like. Because honestly, the numbers don't mean anything. It's so silly. Like I'll see people with 50,000 followers, but they're not making any money, and I'm like, okay,
well, and their work's
numbers don't mean anything.
Yeah, maybe their work's not really that great.
It's not. A lot of times it's not.
It's all like it all kind of it comes full circle. So it's like, I know people that have, like, in my opinion, amazing work, but they don't want to post every other day. They're super scarce with their posts. So like, they have like 500 followers and they're like amazing.
Yeah.
I know people that have 10,000 plus followers or something, and I'm just like, I don't know if their work's that good, but that's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter. Followers are followers. It's cool. Don't get super caught up into the follower thing either. That's easier for me to say because I don't have as many. I don't have nearly as many as Mackenzie, but like, it's just, I don't know. I try not to focus on followers, and even though I do, it's hard not to.
It's funny when I look someone up, you immediately look at their followers, but again, like, a lot of my followers I feel are like, not real people, and that's just honestly, like, I'll look and I'm like, no, like, this is fake. But you want to see if they're legit, so if they have 0 followers, like, that's kind of sketchy. But if they have like 15,000 followers and 2 likes on photos, that's very sketchy. So yeah, again, just don't look at the numbers. Again, it's easy to say that, and I know we care about them, but we shouldn't.
You should, definitely. Like, I'd rather have 500 people that are obsessed with my work.
Yeah.
Than 10,000 people, and I don't know who any of them are, and they don't really they just
don't engage
me.
with
they
your
followed
stuff.
Me maybe because they saw a post one time and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna follow them.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even look at my work. So definitely don't get super caught up in that. But I want to go back a sec to what you mentioned about like how you'll get bummed if you post something and it doesn't get as many likes. I do the same thing. I'm sure
We talk
a lot of
about it all
people
the
do.
time. We're
Yeah.
like, what the heck happened?
I'll text Mackenzie sometimes and I'm just like, man, I thought this video was awesome and no one cared. And part of it really is though, like when you post it.
Yeah.
So like
When more people are on,
yeah,
you know.
if everyone's out partying because it's like the weekend, maybe
Yeah.
it's not the best time to post it at a certain time. But yeah, I'll admit that I've texted her and just been like super bummed. I'm like, whoa,
I'm
what is
here for you,
happening?
Chris.
Yeah, I'm like, what? But it's fine. And what I was gonna say is, if 10 people told you that you're the best photographer in the world, and one person said, I don't really like your work, you're gonna focus on the person that
For
says, I don't really like
sure.
your work. Whether you like it or not, it's just the way that our minds work. We focus on the negative way more than the positive.
Mhm.
And we shouldn't. I'm just saying that's how human beings are.
Yeah.
Like, you'll remember that one bad thing someone said about you, but you'll forget the 100 good things that people said
If
about
that's
you.
not the truest statement,
Right.
like I know things people said to me when I was a child,
That were
and they
bad.
stayed with me
Yeah,
today.
that's
Like
how it works.
people say a lot of nice things to me, and I appreciate it. But those like few people that knock you down a few pegs, like that sticks with you forever.
It's a hard it's hard to ride that line though, because like sometimes people message me and say, you know, I love your work, or like, oh, we've been watching your work for. I get really uncomfortable. I'm really like, I try to be like really modest. I don't like talking about myself. I can't
you
stand
don't,
it.
yeah.
But I should honestly embrace it more and be a little more receptive to it, and just kind of feel good about it, because all it takes is one person, like I said, to just be like, yeah, we're hiring this other person. Like,
That hurts.
you
Yeah.
take it so personally, and you really shouldn't. But like, it's just the worst.
Or
So,
yes, like sometimes when people say, "Hey, you're too expensive," I take that personally. I'm like, oh, okay, I feel like I charge what I'm worth. I understand. I don't want anyone to go broke over photo, video, whatever. So I understand that. But when they say like you're too expensive, I hear like you're charging too much. You're not good enough. Like you don't deserve to get what you're asking for. So
you're not worth
I'd rather
what you
just
think
say
you're
like
worth,
them
is
say
what
like
people
you're just
say.
a little out of our budget. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't get as offended by that. Or like we found a cheaper option. That hurts too. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So again, the whole Instagram thing. Wow, we've only talked about Instagram so far, and I feel like we've talked a lot about it.
It's
But,
all about Instagram, man.
Instagram. Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell about Instagram, do your thing on there. Post good work. Don't get super caught up in the follows and the likes. It's just not. It's not good for you, like, mentally.
They're just numbers and they're misleading a lot
Yeah.
of the times.
It's really hard to like. It's way easier said than done. To not be like, don't worry about the numbers. It's like, well, the numbers are there. It's the first thing you see when you click on someone's profile.
It's like
so,
the biggest thing almost.
Yeah, like everyone makes a huge deal about it, but like, I don't know, just try not to get super caught up in it. And
numbers don't equate success or money or whatever have you.
For sure. No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to talk about? Social media?
Well, there's Facebook.
Oh.
I think it's good to have a Facebook with your business. So when I look up people, and I know a lot of people are the same way, Instagram is their go-to. Like, hey, what's your business? What's your Instagram? That's their go-to. Then maybe Facebook or website is next. So for Facebook, I have it connected to my Instagram, so I at least have stuff posted on there pretty often. I usually don't like post individual albums just because, again, I spend so much time working on my Instagram and all that, but I still receive messages on Facebook, and that's helpful, and people can, like your page and keep updated with it. So yeah, I think it's important to have. I don't utilize it every day. And sometimes it'll be like, hey, your audience hasn't heard from you in 2 days. I'm like, okay, geez, like I'm working,
Easy there, Facebook.
So it's, that kind of stresses me out. And I think that's why I stay away from it a little bit more. Plus, I'm sorry, Facebook, like for the Facebook pages, sometimes I don't get the messages for like 4 days.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
like, I
weird.
have not answered them.
It is
It doesn't
weird.
always.
I won't get. Today I was randomly scrolling, and a bride whose wedding I shot 2 years ago tagged my business. This happened today. True story. Tagged my business, but I never got the notification.
Yeah.
I just saw it, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
And
Or
I was like,
it'll,
whoa. And I don't really scroll Facebook too much, but I did today for some reason. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, wow, good thing I saw that. They probably would have thought that I was like
Oh.
ignoring them, but I totally did not get the notification.
or it'll say like they tagged you and you click on the notification and it takes you to something else, like
Yep.
something that someone tagged you in a week ago. Or I have people always saying like, hey, I'm trying to tag MK a photo, and it won't let me. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. And I'm like, I don't know. I think you might have to be friends with me on Facebook,
Yep.
or maybe just do a little @ symbol and then type it in and it'll connect. So that's kind of annoying.
when I So we created the Facebook group, So You Shoot Weddings, by the way.
You should
So
follow
if
it
you're
if you're
listening to
not.
this, go join the So You Shoot Weddings Facebook group. It's all good stuff. No gossip or no
Positive.
it's no negative stuff.
everything.
It's all for just networking. Which brings me to my next point. What I was going to say about Facebook. A lot of Gen Xers on Facebook. A lot of our parents are on Facebook now. Where 10, 15 years ago that wasn't the case. Now it's a lot of older people. I know I'm still on there, but I think Facebook is really, really, really good for networking.
Gen X is the younger than us, right?
No, we're Gen Y.
We're
millennials.
baby boomers are older.
Baby boomers are older.
What are we?
We're Gen Y, which is millennials. It's the same thing.
Millennials, that's the term. I hate that term.
And Gen Z would be
Gen
younger
Z.
than us.
Okay, that's
Generation
what I'm thinking
Z.
of. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You were born when? 93, 94?
93, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I
we're
just made the
millennials.
cut for millennial. Yeah.
By like a year or two. And I'm born in 1990. So yeah, we're millennials.
Oh,
Gen X
yeah.
would be our parents. My parents were born in the 60s.
So weird.
Yeah. Baby boomers were born. This is getting off on a tangent.
Yeah, what are we?
But it's funny. Baby boomers are like after World War II. So like our grandparents. I think it's between like maybe 1940 and 1960-ish.
Okay.
Those are baby boomers.
History.
Yeah.
You're getting history here too.
Which some of those are probably still on Facebook. But like a lot of Gen X. A lot of like 45, 50-year-olds on Facebook. Which is, fine. That's fine. But I personally use Facebook for like I'm in like videographer groups, other just things I'm interested in. I think that's great for networking. I think obviously you can't network that well on Instagram. I mean, you can tag people and follow people, sure, but you can like talk. Like it's just so much faster on Facebook to talk and post something, and you want to answer. Hey, I just did that last night about a Super 8 camera. I was like, I needed help repairing it, needed some info, and Facebook's great for that.
Yeah.
So that's what I would use Facebook for. Not so much to get leads and get inquiries for your business, but networking for your business. Awesome. I've met so many people just through like Facebook that I've done like mentorships with and learned so much about wedding filmmaking. So,
and there's also Twitter, but honestly, I've not touched Twitter in 2 years. So, and again, I feel like Twitter's more words, not pictures.
Twitter's
so
where,
much. I just stay off of that. Like nothing against it. It's just not for me. Instagram is where it's at. Simple pictures, happy, good.
Do you want to talk about like TikTok and stuff? So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you know a little bit more. I don't have a TikTok. I am staying away just because
do
I
have
know
a-
I'll spend.
Yeah, I do have a TikTok.
time.
It reminds me of Vine, if you guys remember what that is. It's very like, oh, I'm just gonna watch random funny videos for an hour. TikTok. An hour is gonna feel like 10 seconds on
See,
TikTok.
that's what scares me.
Yeah, but I can use it for like teasers and stuff, vertical videos. And I know some people that have done well with it. I'm still not like feeling it. And Instagram just came out with their Reels, which is basically
right,
their
yeah.
version of TikTok, which you can only post 15-second videos instead of, I think TikTok's a minute, I believe.
Oh shoot, that seems like a long time.
Yeah, right. A minute is a long time, but it's way better to have a minute versus you can only have 15 seconds.
Right.
I would hate to have a 15-second limit, but so Instagram Reels just came out. Hopefully it doesn't date this episode too bad, but yeah, I don't know much about the Reels, so probably more for video, I think, than photo.
Honestly, learning something new, I don't have the capacity right now. So
our brains are full.
Yeah,
No,
they're
no, no.
full. I'm at 100%. So I'll probably not mess with those too much. But I mean, it's cool that they're trying to, have new ways to share content.
But
and all
even
that.
even like 5 years ago, wedding photographers probably couldn't even dream of getting bookings through Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it was out. I don't know how big it was.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't use it for my business 5 years
No.
ago. Those were just like, oh, let's post
And even
pics
if
with
you
my
did
friends.
use it, you probably posted. If you go back and look 5 years ago,
I'll
you'll
delete
post
most of
something.
those.
You didn't put a caption. You didn't tag anyone.
Yeah.
You didn't put any hashtag. It's just,
Those
hey, look at this cool
filters,
photo.
too.
Like, it just wasn't used the same way
Yeah.
5 years ago.
And then
So-
once you hit like 11 likes, you know how, okay, for the people who remember this, it would have like the name of each person who liked it. And then once you hit like 11
Yep,
likes, it would
once you
change
got-
to a number and
yep.
you're like, oh my God, like I'm
Yeah.
doing so good.
But if there were like 5 people with long names,
Yeah.
it would get 6. I know what
Yeah.
you mean. It was like a certain amount of space,
It was
and then
so
it would go to the number. Yeah, likes. That's funny. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
Got your
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
We're missing some other. What else are we?
We probably are. But again, like Instagram's my big one. So that's the one I'm going to spend the most time on. That's how I get my people. And I like can just show myself the most. Like I think that's where I get the most engagement, is when I talk on my stories or something, or like show behind the scenes. That's when people really like talk to me, which is super beneficial, because then one day if they book a shoot with me, like we've already had like a little rapport going on.
Yeah, I would say that the kind of in a nutshell, Instagram's the biggest. I'm probably on it more than anything in terms of, I'm on it way too much, which is funny because I don't really post that much. But like, you definitely, like I said, when you post something, this is what I learned in the past year. Don't just post it and be like, here's my cool video or photo.
Yeah.
Tag whoever has anything to do with
anything.
So if you do a wedding, tag the planner, coordinator, venue, the people who supplied the beer, like florist, baker, the photographer, whoever helped you, or videographer, whatever. I'm trying to think of other ones, like the dress designer,
planner,
jewelry, makeup, hair.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Because that's one more person that's going to share it, and then more eyes are on your stuff.
It's just gonna spider web, and it's just gonna spread out.
It's a beautiful thing, people.
Yeah, and it's not you're not doing that just to get like more likes. You're doing that so more eyes get on your work. That's the whole thing. Because all it takes is one planner to be like, oh wow, that's a really, really nice photo. I'm gonna start recommending them. That works. Their work's amazing. Or it's like the planner's gonna say, oh, I have another bride who's getting married at the same venue. I think she really liked this photo.
Right.
Like, it's all just little things like that. So tag literally everyone who had anything to do with the photo or
it's
video.
funny. I guess it's my anxiety talking, but like when I post a couple pictures of a bride in a row, I feel so annoying with the tagging. But honestly, I don't think they mind it. I think they like when you share their stuff, because it's like, oh, okay, they're happy with it. But yeah, just tag away. If it's annoying someone, they'll probably let you know. But people like when their stuff is shown. Like, it makes them feel good. So
and
helps their business and life too.
Well, they paid you so much money, like the bride and groom did. Like, they're gonna love getting. They're gonna be mad if you don't tag them, probably.
Tag everyone, including your photographers and videographers.
Right? I tag them in the video, and then I also mention them in the caption.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Like, in my contracts, I say tag me in the photo, like on the actual photo.
When
you know what I'm talking about it. Yeah. And then tag me in the caption, because it's just getting your name on there twice, and sometimes people only check the photo to see who's tagged, or some people only check the caption.
So just do both.
Plus, if they go on your Instagram profile and go to that last section where like the photos that you're tagged in, that shows even more work aside from your original page, which is important. It's just for people to see your stuff.
Yeah, and if you post, I guess this doesn't apply to, I don't know how many brides are listening, but like, just if you post some work of let's say that your second shooting, but you tag whoever did the photo or video.
The lead. Yeah. And you'll know who the lead is on the day of. It's pretty apparent.
Like, the last thing you want is for a post to happen, gets 1,000 likes, everyone's like, this is the best thing I've ever seen, and the videographer is nowhere to be found on it because no one tagged him. That's the worst. It's just thinking about it bothers me.
It kills us inside.
Yeah, it's just, you have to make sure you tag everyone. It's not just, again, not for the likes, it's for credit. It's like, I did this work, here it is. So, oh wow, yeah. But how do you want to end this bad boy? So, Instagram,
just find your platform and like spend the most time with the one that obviously like gives you the most inquiries, success, love, whatever, and then stick with that. Like, you can work on the other ones, but just give one, I think, the most love wherever your people are reaching you out more at. Like,
yeah, if you want to know like how to do Instagram well and like keep up with it, because that's what a lot of brides care about, especially the kind of brides that will hire you. They're the kind of brides that are on Instagram a lot during the day, and they're the kinds that are like, they want to see what you're up to all day. So if you want to know how to do Instagram well, follow Mackenzie. If you want to know how to do it okay, you can follow me. But like, I just not. I have to watch a 5-month-old during the day, so that's my excuse.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't. It's just really hard to find the time to post. But it's part of my business now, whether I like it or not. So it's like, there are people out there that, if I don't post for a couple weeks, they're gonna be like, unfollow.
Irrelevant. Yeah. You gotta just keep it alive, keep it bumping.
I had a bride tell me, it was maybe a month ago, she was gonna book this venue to get married at, and she was like, I'm not gonna say the name of the venue, but she was like, they haven't posted since December of 2019.
See, that's bad.
And she goes, So I didn't even bother. This is what she said. This is a true story. She said, I didn't even bother calling them. I didn't care. I didn't know if they were still in business. I didn't want to book
That does
them.
not surprise me at
And
all.
I was just like, oh, that sucks for them, because it's like, just post once a month.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
something
saying? It's like,
to
don't
show
let it
you're
go.
still kicking.
Don't let it go stagnant for, what are we? It's August now, for over 8
Oh
months.
God, see, yeah,
It's like that venue missed out on, I don't know, probably 7 or 8
at
grand
least, yeah.
because of that. So brides do care about that stuff. I know firsthand that they told me that. So just, try to do it consistently, whether it's consistent once every week, once every 2 weeks, a couple times a week, every day. Just try to stay consistent, because your followers will, they'll recognize that. That's a huge important, that's an important thing. Consistency, quality, and just, yeah.
Honestly, if you're annoying, it probably means you're doing a good job. Because I have people always like, hey, it looks like you're always so busy doing this. And I'm like, I am, but they notice that. They watch what you're doing. So just share.
Yeah, just go for it. And if you guys have any, I guess, questions about social media, feel free to comment, Instagram message, definitely join the Facebook group. We're all just trying to be constructive, and, it's just a nice way for everyone to kind of network. So we can all learn and get better as a business. So we good?
I think that concludes it.
All right, cool. So thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you all next week.
See you.
Later.